222.
All right. So what are we talking about today?
All right, so today is how to prepare for a music conference. This list is intended to help you keep your priorities in place. It is also the list that we are using to prepare for South by Southwest, which by the time you see this episode, we will be headed there. So,
Yes.
So these are 12 steps that we think are crucial to being prepared to take opportunities for a music conference.
All right, go ahead.
Okay, so step number one, of course, the baseline are tickets to the conference. Make sure you book your hotel, and then make sure you have your airfare.
Yeah.
And don't I almost whiffed it. I'm not gonna say we, because I was the one supposed to be keeping track of when we did the airfare, and we had the hotel and the tickets for the conference, but I looked up and it's only 3 weeks.
Yeah, and you might do an Airbnb. If you got friends or something like that, whatever you need to do, make sure you make all those arrangements. Get them all tied together.
Yeah. Yes, baseline.
Yeah,
if
so
you don't do anything else, you got that.
You know how you're gonna get there.
Mm-hmm.
You
where
know
you're
gonna stay. Yeah. So if you're gonna drive, whatever you're gonna do, however you're gonna get there, and then make sure that you got your tickets, whatever you need to do to get in the conference.
Or if you're planning not to, because the South by Southwest is one of those things. It's so big that there are some people who go and only go to the parties that are on the periphery.
Yeah.
But at least have all that.
Because you're still kind of a part of it. So, like, you could not be a part of South by Southwest and still be a part of South by Southwest.
Right. It's so big.
Yeah, it's so big, and there's so many different things going on, especially musically.
Yeah.
You know, you could probably still run into, music types.
Yeah.
And things like that. I think certain clubs for certain showcases are only open if you have the badge. And that kind of thing. Certain things are like that.
Yeah.
But there's so much stuff that, I know last time we went, that's just happening on the streets.
Yeah.
That you can kind of slide in. But, stuff like, Sweetwater's Gear Fest and things like that is completely different.
Yeah.
So there might be other conferences that might not be that way. So you might be able to do it in a way that's expensive, you might be able to do it on the cheap, but at the end of the day,
you still need
make sure you have a way of getting there and make sure that you have a place to stay.
Yeah, I love it. All right, so that's the first thing to consider. Second thing is a rough schedule. And when we say schedule, that means including going to whatever the events are for the conference, and then for us, for DIY Rockstars, live streams and social media posts.
Yeah.
And then also, last time we kept track of the rough schedule.
Yeah.
Through Trello, but now I'm going to be trying Google Keep. But just because it's so chock full of stuff that just you have to. Otherwise, you'll spend all your time. What we found was if you don't plan in advance, you spend a lot of time, wasted time at the actual place trying to figure out what's next, versus where if you kind of have some options already laid out, then you can say, is it this or this, versus okay, where we go, and it takes 30 minutes to figure out where to go next.
And so if you kind of have, you kind of have a plan for what you want to do. So let's just say you wanted to play South by Southwest and maybe you didn't get selected or whatever else, right? So you say you're gonna go anyway. I think that then, you might want to make sure that you check out bands who are similarly situated.
Oh, I like that.
See what they sound like, that's kind of what goes around with that. You might get an opportunity to talk to them. Might get a chance to talk to their management.
Or see their audience, all of that,
and understand more about how they got there, so that now you and your band, you're more prepared. To maybe make that move the next time. Because sometimes it might not be so much the performance or something like that. It just might be that you might not have checked one of the administrative boxes that you needed to check.
Yeah, that's true.
In order to get in there, or maybe you were too late, or maybe whatever it might have been. So it's good to kind of know that, and then kind of know what the expectations are, so that if it is a performance thing, then you kind of understand, okay, this is where my competition's at, this is where I need to raise my level.
I like that.
So
I like that. All right, the next thing for South by Southwest, number 3, was make sure you look at the conference app. And then that gives you not only access to the people who are going to be at the panels, the people who are performing, the people at the exhibition. You just get the lay of the land for all of the possible people that you can engage with. The film people. So we were talking about that as far as looking into more of that licensing thing, that you can actually walk up to people who are in that, who are doing films and talk to them.
Yeah, get a chance to talk to them, find out, hey, where do you look, to get music from or something like that, or whatever it might be, right? Or, maybe if you like their work, to say, hey, how much would it cost for you to shoot a video of my baby?
Oh, I love that too.
That kind of thing. So it's all kinds of different things where you can get connections, and who knows, maybe that might be a way to barter something.
Yeah.
So maybe that, hey, you could take, X amount of songs of hours in exchange for you shooting a video. Get that kind of thing, or editing a video, or doing something.
Yeah, because there are people at all different levels. That's the thing we like about things like this, is sometimes it's your peer group who is the most helpful. We talked about that before, but the people who are right around you, not necessarily, waiting in line for the big ones, but just the people who are sitting in the room with you.
Yeah, sometimes you don't know who you sit next to.
Yeah. So it's good to go and strike up a conversation. All right. The next thing is plan in advance. This is step number 4. Your food or shopping plans for that city. So what we usually have been doing, no matter what type of travel, is we look at YouTube videos, we look at blog posts, we look at what to do when you get there from like the convention bureaus, and kind of see. And this time it'll be interesting because we thought we had some places that we knew of last time, and we talked about the fact that the pandemic has happened between last time and this time. So
you don't know
we really don't
open,
know,
Yeah, so and then we don't know what type of COVID protocols might be in place for South by Southwest. So the food trucks, because at one time they had a bunch of food trucks. They had all kinds of different things that kind of going this time, not sure exactly how that's going to be set up. I think Texas was probably a state that wasn't as shut down as others, but not quite sure how that.
Yeah, because normally they have with South by Southwest, they would have us jam packed, like that Fender House where you have you jam packed in there. Watching something or taking in a concert, and it's like now I don't know if they're going to try to limit the number of people inside or how they're going to do it.
That's a possibility, and then when you just never know if there's going to be some other type of outbreak or something like that may change things.
Between now, even though it's only a couple weeks away, you never know.
You have to be prepared for that kind of stuff. So
the next thing, number 5, for steps for our South by Southwest planning is our clothing choices. We were just talking about that we want to be comfortable, because we like to walk and be out all day. We don't want to have to go back and forth to change. So comfortable, but Rockstar branded, or branded whatever whatever you want people. You want to give that impression that you are whoever it is that your expression represents.
So this is one of those times where you have to take the Michael Jackson, Prince philosophy.
Walk around always.
You're on stage all the time, so that kind of keep that whatever is your brand, to wear that brand.
And then wear your merch. It's a good time. We got T-shirts or whatever else. When we went last time, we had the patches on our backs. And there was somebody who looked up Blooming Prejippie from looking at the patch on the back. So so this is time to do that. The next thing to consider, number 6 for South by Southwest, or 12 steps for music conferences, is your merch strategy. So I know last time I had pins, I had stickers, we had magnets, we had drop cards, just considering. But then as we were there, some things seemed easier to kind of distribute than others, so just considering all that and then making sure you have it in advance.
And the thing is too is that the thing you always got to be careful about when you're distributing stuff is that you don't want to make it sound like you're panhandling.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Everybody is passing things out. So that's why I do like the fact when when somebody can just scan what's on your bag or something like that. You had a scan code.
The QR code.
You had that. And people can just take their phone and just
if they're interested, they will express their interest by doing that. Or I like the drop cards where you just put them up, like wherever they let you put business cards, and they have the QR code on that. And then if they're interested, they can just
go ahead and
instead of you handing.
Because they're gonna get tons and tons of stuff during the course of the day, and stuff that they kind of want to keep, and stuff that they don't want to keep. And and your stuff is going to get regulated or relegated. Yeah. Not regulated, but relegated to the stuff I don't want pile.
Yeah.
That's what's going to happen. Yeah. Because they don't know you.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Because they haven't reached out to you first.
Right.
All right. The next thing, number 7 for steps for music conference planning is day job preparation. So if you're like us, that's a week off for us in this particular instance. And so all the arrangements as far as time off or however you have to do that, and then whatever stopgap for the work that you're going to be getting in, have all that in place. Maybe a person set to take over some of the duties that might flare their heads while you're out of town.
Yeah.
Or if you're going to monitor, if you're going to say, hey, once a day I want to, log in.
You might have to do that.
Yeah, but just make sure you have that in place because you don't want to blow up that.
Yeah, got to take care of that.
Yeah, so that when you come back, you're not coming back to unemployment line.
Right.
All right, so number 8, 12 steps. Of the 12 steps is plan or get enough spending money for the trip. And we always say make a budget, but then also carry cash. So I know a lot of people don't do cash, but you should always have some cash just in case.
Yeah.
Whether it's the...
Yeah, you just never know.
Right.
Machines go down.
Right. Or sometimes there's a long line, what we found is, or it's out in the open. You don't want to go, it's at night, and you don't want to go up to the ATM when you see, 100 people around kind of looking at you. So it's nice to have the cash if you need it.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. The next thing to consider from the 12 steps for music conference planning is your tech needs. And so for us, it's which camera to carry, and the memory cards and all that good stuff.
And charging,
laptops, and your chargers. Yeah. Power banks if that's your thing, or if you carry out your charger with you during your trips out during the day. So all that stuff has to be planned.
Yeah, because I think we normally bring those portable chargers with us.
Yeah.
So that you kind of have a way of charging up your phone just in case, because you're gonna use it a lot.
Yeah, especially again if you're doing the social media posts. I know last time I was doing a lot of videos. And so all of that stuff just takes up the memory, and then the GPS, trying to get where it's it's 5 miles away. So so just monitoring that is gonna run your battery down.
Yeah, you have to remember that kind of stuff too. If you do need to kind of leave the area, and if it's as crowded as it was last time, getting an Uber or something like that, you may have to walk beyond the conference.
Yes,
get your Uber outside of the conference.
Right.
So that the Uber driver isn't driving right back into that. Trying to drive into that, because it's just almost impossible.
Yeah, because they have so many streets blocked off. Yeah. So and so that leads to the last few tips, which are the pack your patience. Number 10. Things are going to be different than what you're used to, but that's the reason why you're leaving the confines of your home. So that's what the Accidental Tourist movie taught us, right?
Yeah.
That the whole point of going out, same thing for us for being introverted. We're leaving the house, we're going to a music conference so that we can try to engage with people, which is a little outside of our normal comfort zone. So just being prepared and having our mindset that, okay, this is what we chose to do.
Yeah.
And try to take advantage of that. The next thing, number 11, is enjoy the moment. Take it all in, savor it, and then if you're like us, record as much as you can.
Yeah.
Because it goes fast, and you end up forgetting, which is one reason why I keep track daily of what we've done and take notes, and then keep the footage, and then that way put it all together. And and then finally, this is one of those that we've learned from traveling, is try to have a buffer day when you get back.
Yeah, if you can.
Yeah, if you can, because you are going to be spent, if you do as much as we usually do, no matter what type of trip it is, you are going to need that day to kind of recoup, so that when you get ready to go back to your day job, you're not ready to chop some heads off.
Yeah.
Which is not a good way to be after a trip. You're supposed to be joyful, so give yourself the time to rest, and jet lag and all that. Unpack, and just kind of chillax for a day before, if you can.
Yeah, if you
can. What do you guys think? What are some of your tips for going and traveling and then coming back? We'd love to hear about it. We'd love to enrich ourselves with even more ideas. Leave it in the comments below. And what else?
And Sugar Fit. You can stream it everywhere. You can get the CD if you like a physical CD. Get it through Broad Jam. Get it through CD Baby. You can get it from us.
And Bandcamp.
Yeah, and
ringtones. Yeah. Oh my goodness, we have Sugar Fit ringtones. Every song on the album has a ringtone. So if you want that very special ring where you know it's not somebody else's phone, it is yours, make sure you download one of the Sugar Fit ringtones. If you dig the vibe and you want to be a part of the tribe, be sure to
subscribe.
We're wishing you love, peace, and
chicken grease.
Yeah.